Go get a job, get 3 jobs. My man has 2 jobs. Go get 7 jobs and 2 side hustles to buy me the things that I want.
You have more chances of meeting that rich man if you work on yourself. If you become the best version of yourself.
You're relaxed. You're not begging. You're not chasing. You're not playing games with a man so he can give you money. And, I hope he's the right man.
That you can just change your appearance and attract an entirely different demographic of man.
This woman is basically posing the question that she doesn't like the type of men she's attracting.
In America, and there's 323 million people here. What are your chances of being with somebody who's a millionaire? Things on your checklist that needs to add up. 20 million of those millionaires are married. Okay, so for the women who are looking for a rich man who makes $80,000 a month because they want Chanel's and Birkins, let me break this down to you this way, right? In America, I'm not talking about other parts of the world. In America, there are 23 million men who are millionaires. 20 million of those millionaires are married. Okay? The other 3 million are single.
Wow.
But you guys are not just looking for a millionaire. There's so many things on your checklist that needs to add up for you to be with that millionaire. You want tall, dark, handsome, funny. You want him to be loyal. You want him to buy you everything. You want to be with a millionaire who doesn't allow you to work, who's going to get you a maid and a cook and everything that, so you can live this lavish life. That is not realistic. Okay? I think a lot of women fail to realize that the men who are millionaires are with women who are working. I think we watch social media and we think, hey, everyone's living a soft life who are with these rich men. No. If that woman's not working, that woman is extremely intelligent. They have degrees and stuff like that, and they are contributing to that household in some type of way. They're helping that man with his businesses. Okay? These men don't just pick anybody. And a lot of the times I've noticed with wealthy men, they are looking for petite, skinny women. They don't want no shade on women with BBLs and stuff like that, but that's not the type of woman that you typically find those men. Now, we can go to a whole nother topic about how men are gonna cheat regardless. They might cheat with somebody like that, but that's not the woman that they want on their own. And back to wanting a millionaire guy. Not all millionaires are attractive according to societal standards. Okay, so I mean there are guys who have money. They can have money, but they're just not attractive. You're not gonna want to be with them. But I also want to take that back, because there are women who will sleep with men regardless of what they look like, just for money. I've witnessed it, and with my own 2 eyes. And women, when it comes to money, sometimes, and this is not all women, I'm talking to women who really are chasing the bag. It don't matter what that man look like, what his breath smell like, how big he is, none of that stuff. Whether his thing is small, it don't matter. When it comes to money, that's all they see, dollar signs. So, but as far as those men making you wives, they might spend some money on you. They will never make you a wife. Because even with a man, we are all human. They can see through people sometimes. They can see when a woman's using them, and men are going to use you too. I think a lot of women think that, hey, I'm using him to get his money. That dude using you for your body. He can move on to the next person and do the same.
What a lot of ladies don't realize, men that got the bag test. They test everything. I'm going to get into it after she finished. Let me let her finish.
The exact same thing. So back to my original topic. If there's only 3 million 3 million millionaires in America, and there's 323 million people here. What are your chances of being with somebody who's a millionaire?
Absolutely nothing.
What ladies don't understand is a lot of times, see, what you think when you ladies say, oh, guys, even guys, you see guys say it on the internet, oh, why are girls leaving the girl who was with them when they were before they got rich? You're talking about nigga rich. It's a difference. What she's talking about, because like the rappers, basketball players, a lot of times that's nigga rich. And what is that? That's the minority of black people. When you're talking millionaires and men in general, but when you're talking millionaires, you're going to find more millionaires who are doing normal things. You may very well find someone doing a podcast that's a millionaire. You may find someone doing something you would least expect that's a millionaire. And what's happening, I got to show you guys this, because you ladies, if you did some research, and what do I do all of the time? I do my investigation. You can easily ask Google, Uncle Google. Why? Because I've been showing it recently. Google has what now? AI mode. Look at this. Look at what I found in Google AI mode. It's this easy, ladies. Just do your research. Check it out. It says, millionaires don't always get married fast, but when they do, it is driven by shared long-term planning. Shared long-term planning. What does that mean? They're getting it with the ones that were with them before they got it out the mud, or they got it out the mud. Risk management and lifestyle alignment. Many wealthy individuals use the same careful decision-making they apply to business to select a life partner. Once they find stability and compatibility, key factors in decision-making, financial compatibility, marrying someone with their similar economic background or mindset. It's not just about the background, it's the mindset. I married my wife. Before I married her, I came with a plan. This is serious. Guys that are getting it, they come with plans. And she said, okay, I'm with that. I'm riding with your plan. That was 11 years ago. So millionaires are often goal-oriented. Once timing, family plans, and stability align, they move quickly to solidify the relationship, reduce stress. Having clear prenuptial agreements, established legal parameters, removes major uncertainties, making a commitment. Let me remove myself from here. Making the commitment process smoother. Let me move back. If you like, I can share more about how prenuptial agreements. So it's going into that. And you can see some people actually promoting prenuptial agreements. But yeah, ladies. And if you do get lucky, you got to sign that prenup. You see it all the time, right? Girls on social media, you see it on television shows. I'm not signing a prenup. Well, nowadays, you're not getting married, right? A guy's not going to marry you, especially if he has cake.
Woman, that you can just change your appearance and attract an entirely different demographic of man.
This woman is basically posing the question that she doesn't like the type of men she's attracting. She wants a rich man, she wants a six-figure man, but she essentially attracts the opposite. And so she wants to know, how can she attract those said men? She's saying that, like, the bust down, but she doesn't like it because obviously her leave out fries. She's done the wigs, but she doesn't like it. She doesn't like doing her nails. She doesn't like doing all the things that the upkeep. She doesn't like doing her lashes. She'll do like long twists and she'll do braids. But obviously, when she does those hairstyles, she's not attracting rich six-figure men. And she doesn't understand why. She's saying that she met a woman who told her that, yeah, like when you wear your natural hair, how she wears it, she's giving more sister in healing. She agrees because when she is wearing her bust down and her wigs, she attracts like...
She said sister in healing. She said you're giving sister in healing. Man.
Like the type of men that she likes, which is the rich men, but she doesn't want to do that upkeep all the time. Why I know social media is a problem, because a lot of women are deciding that they want rich men, 6-figure men, and that's just the new standard, because they see on social media girls are getting Birkin bags, they're going on holidays, flying in jets, getting bought cars and houses, and so it's the new standard.
Aesthetics.
But you're not even willing to do your eyelashes for it. And you're not even willing to fry your leave out for it. And you've got women in her comment section telling her like, yeah, just do it. It's not a problem. Like, you could do it. Just switch up your hair. But we forget, the adversities, and the sacrifices it takes for those men to get in those positions in the first place, especially if they're black men. By the time he gets in those positions, your bust down, your nails, your hair is social currency to him. It's value added. Women's beauty is social currency and social value
Not
to
all the
men.
time, no.
It's social capital. They gain from you looking like that. That is what they're able
Sure.
to leverage off. So if you want a seat at the table, what are you willing to do to get there? The media has made women believe that they can just show up and then that's what you want. I want to...
Well, really, to get a seat at the table, a lot of times when people say you got to come for money, that's true a lot of the times. But there are a lot of new up and coming millionaires that don't come for money. So you can find a man making a bag. And if not a millionaire and you want a guy making 6 figures, there are a lot of guys making 6 figures. I don't want to say that because girls are going to say, oh, you say we can get them. But what happens? Those men break things down in layers. And females too, they scan you, ladies, and they can tell. They can see the gold diggers. You even see the gold digger pranks, but that's nothing. That's on a minimal level, right? And I told you before I did a video about this. Say if a guy has money, what he'll do, of course, I would suggest any man to do that. Act like he has nothing. Act like I don't got nothing. Why? That's the ultimate test. Say I come around, ladies, and I'm caked up, and I want to get a lady. I'm not showing it. I'm pulling up in that Pinto with the messed up dial. I'm rolling up with the 1970s ride purposely. I'm going to find it in the old school lot saying, give me that car right there. I want to drive it around and find my lady. You know why I would do that? Because say if I was doing that, I would still meet her sitting there. Serious.
6-figure guy, 6 figures, 7 figures, and that's just what I want. But what are you willing to do for it? Oh, nothing. Like, why would he go for you when he can go for someone that adds value to the objective of which he's trying to obtain, which is wealth? Wealth has a look, it has a tongue, it has a language, and you're not even willing to learn it. And you're coming to social media to ask how it's possible. And then there are men telling you that actually...
What she said at the end, you're not willing to learn it, she hit it on the head. But it's not with looks. It's with everything else. But I'll let you finish. She cooked a little bit. She's like in between, not really hitting on certain points, but I'll let it slide. This is okay.
No, these things you do have to do. And then social media has just made people believe that it's beauty. No, it's education levels as well.
Yeah.
Money likes money. Education levels like education levels, and class likes class. So you can't just show up and be cute. Exchange of value. That's just how it works. You can't just assume that you woke up one morning and that's just what you want. So that's you're going to wear a wig and someone is just going to be like, oh my God, she's so pretty. There has to be value added. There has to be an exchange, because you have to be able to leverage off something. You leverage off his wealth and he leverages off your beauty. That is how it works. It's social currency, social gain, and social capital. Like, it's so much deeper than just look good. And a lot of the time too, they tend to really not go for women who are not educated either, because that is another value added. Oh, she's going to make me richer. She's going to make me look good. So unfortunate, like, there's a game to be played. And so many men in her comments telling her that actually, no, there is a game to be played here. Be fooled by social media, because some of these girls that you actually think are IG girls with the Birkins and the cars and stuff, they're actually Nepo babies, but they just don't tell you. A lot of these girls are actually coming from rich parents and rich households. And that's why their lifestyle is the way it is. But people make it believe that there's some sugar daddy or some man funding her lifestyle. No, that 6-figure man is her dad. I think just because a man has money, he's generous. So if you're doing all of this because you think you're going to benefit from his lifestyle, forget, because a lot of the most successful men who
Like
have
giving
money
it
are
up.
actually not the most generous people anyway.
Yep.
Because a man has money doesn't mean he's generous. They are two
Man.
different things. Yeah, you'll drink some champagne and you'll have some nice
Yeah.
things, but that's as far as it's going. Your mortgage will wait for you at home, and your council tax will continue to increase.
You know, a rich man is smart. And what you ladies have to understand is the guys that can afford the Birkin bags, as she explained, their dads may be multi-millionaires, but she talked about. Or if a guy can afford to buy it like that, he could be a multi-millionaire. He could be making, 20 million a year. There's guys out there making millions a year, every year. You find them a lot actually on YouTube and social media, but there's guys making money like that. They can afford that. It'd be funny because the guys that you don't think are getting it like that are probably getting it like that. You'd be like, wait a minute, this person's making that. It's like that in social media. But it's like that in real life too. You don't know who has it, ladies. So be on your best behavior.
Take notes, Emily.
That's when you'll find a gem. Because a lot of you ladies are having babies by Anthony Edwards, right? And having babies by certain guys trying to get the bag and getting hit and hitting a dud. It's crazy.
That broke woman.
Really? Why?
Because when you have your own money, you're relaxed. You're not begging. You're not chasing. You're not playing games with the man so he can give you money. And, I hope he's the right man, but God forbid he's not the right man. And then he's doing all type of abuse plays on you. And now you're staying there because he's paying the bills. I see all
Little
my
point.
DMs. I think my trauma doesn't come from any experience I've had. It comes from my DMs. The stories, the craziness, I can't wait to leave him. He's abusing me emotionally, mentally. I'm like, why are you there? Oh, well, he pays the bill because what am I going to do? Go work a job? Yes, go work a job. Go learn some skills. Like, freedom is worth you going through it than being with someone that you dislike just because they're paying the bill.
As much as I believe men should provide, they should protect, I'm going to need women and girls to wake up. If your only plan in life is you are going to marry a rich man, you're in for a rude awakening. You're in for the biggest awakening of a lifetime. Because even if you get that rich man, you will not have a happy life if you don't have your own. You will spend the remainder of your days living in fear. Everything about you will now be about him because you will be so dependent on him that you will have to put up with whatever shit, and I mean absolute shit, this man throws at you. He can cheat on you. He can go out there and behave however he wants to behave. He can lie as many times. He can do whatever he wants because you're not going to leave because you're dependent on him. And this is how a lot of women become stuck and become trapped in a marriage, is because they cannot afford to leave. They cannot afford to have self-respect. The second you cannot afford to have self-respect, you are in the wrong situation. And I need women and girls to unlearn that mindset that a man is going to rescue them, that a man is going to magically take away all your problems. Because I promise you, these men...
Usually when that happens, it's a man knowing he can get away with being a dirtbag. So he does that. There are guys out there that are like that. Like they'll say, okay, because understand something. Men that give the money, usually it's a sense of control. Right? I remember back in the day, I would go to the club and I used to be a generous guy, right? Let me tell you what I mean. I remember I met a girl in the club and I had game, but my game wasn't all that. I bought her a drink. I used to buy drinks back in the day. And I came at her as not like a creep, but as a giver. And this is how I knew that girls that are real girls don't like givers. Because I can tell she felt like I was just being nice, but she felt a way like I was trying to control her. And I was just going with the flow and being cool. See, nowadays that will work, but it didn't work for her. She was real. She was a real female, not wanting a handout. She was a true feminist. I respect her. Like, why are you doing this for me? Certain girls get grossed out by that. I think more of you should be like that. Have some decorum.
Marry a rich man. So you need to focus and hustle. What if that rich man you're hoping to meet doesn't show up? What if you don't even meet the person at all? That means that you're going to be meh. You're going to be like this, yeah. Like you're going to be like this for the rest of your life. So you need to focus on making money. Because if you keep waiting and waiting and the man doesn't show up, what are you going to tell your future self? How are you going to feel tomorrow? Sit up, oh. Sit up and hustle. Sit up and be somebody for yourself. It's even better for you to even hustle and be somebody and then meet the rich man than for you to just be make like jaguar, like you're just the rich man you don't see, the money you don't see. The way you will feel bad tomorrow, eh? So better stand up, wash that sleep out of your eyes, and go and read that book. Go and study. Go and push your business. Go and push yourself. Push your brand. Start that business. Start doing something with your own life. Be somebody, oh. You have common sense. You have sense. Use it. You have brain. Start using your brain. Stop waiting, oh. You will wait. You go wait. You just be waiting. You no go see the man. You no go see the odogu. You have more chances of meeting that rich man if you work on yourself. If you become the best version of yourself. If you become great. If you make money. If you have your own money. But nothing spoil. Even if you don't meet him, you have nothing to lose because you have your own money.
Yeah.
Because you're somebody for yourself. Because you're not lacking. Go and hustle. Go and put in effort in your life. Go and be somebody. Time is going. You think you still have time? You don't have time anymore. You don't have time. Time no day.
Yeah.
Go and hustle. And stop oversleeping. Stop being lazy. Be disciplined. Focus. There's no time.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of a girl. She did exactly that and it worked. She hustled, grinded, and she did her own thing on YouTube. And she ended up meeting Gilbert Arenas and marrying Gilbert Arenas. Melly Monaco. I was impressed with the way she did that. Seriously. I said, wow. She played that feminine card. She did ask him to marry her, which was a little off, but I mean, she went for it, right? She went for it, but it worked. But she was grinding. She didn't need him. I thought that was amazing. And that's what men want. Men want a female that's coming with it, that doesn't need a handout. That's how it is nowadays, because feminism did a number. And it made ladies what they did to this guy.
This PC kabuki dance that is confusing women. That's why do women call into my show? Because they've been told by so many charlatans, so many people telling them you can have it all, but then they go out into their world, they're in life, and they're like, I'm not getting the outcomes or results. That's why I have more women calling in saying, thank you. I had a woman last night breaking into tears saying, you saved my marriage. But that doesn't get reported. The stuff that women actually say on a daily basis about you've helped me change the way I look at my husband, my marriage, my kids. I've gotten back with my ex-husband. I've gotten back with my baby daddy. That doesn't get reported. It's just hey, you said she looked like she was built was bigger than a running back. That's what gets reported.
I think it was on No Jumper. And you talked about how you look at divorce rates overall and they're relatively high. But when you look at divorce rates for rich households, they're actually pretty low.
Lower, yeah.
Lower. Explain that.
Well, the stat was people over $250,000, the divorce rate tends to be about 20%. And it falls kind of in line with the high value thing because, like it or not, the females have evolved to be the more social of the group. And when you have a man who has a certain status, he tends to have a network, visibility, more things link you and tie you to a relationship than just your ability to get along with a man. And there tends to be more reason for women to stay. There can be people that say it's because of the money. Causation and correlation are two different things, but you can't deny the fact that people with more tend to stay together longer, and their reasons are always theirs.
So it's fact proven. These are facts that are proven. And because they can't get their way, what it is he was more vocal with it. And it's funny because he said, I didn't say nothing about the lady. She said she was average. That's how he got popular. And he was the great hope. He was the great hope. I was the Iceman always. That's why I say what I say. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get you ladies. But he was fighting. And when all this stuff was happening, fighting, the manosphere was starting, I was here.
The internet is lying to you. They're telling you, oh, girl, don't go to school. Don't get a good job. Because a man's going to come and save you. Okay, that itself is a problematic ideology because you're making a man the hero in your life. That's a separate conversation. Nonetheless,
I got to say this, right? Don't make the man a hero in your life. But what's happening, the difference, and Kevin Samuels used to say it all the time, between black females and white females, is that you see the white females, they go to college and they find their husbands. You're taught not to do that. And so you end up single. And then you don't find a husband on the come up when he's getting it out the mud, when he's working to become a doctor. They're not taught to do that. Because what happens a lot of times is you'll find a black man, he's not in college with you ladies. Because he has to do what? He has to go and grind and get it out the mud. And some guys take penitentiary chances from getting it out the mud. I was once a victim to that in the past. It happens. I want that. I want you ladies to do what you need to do to be successful, because you shouldn't depend on a man. But understand you can do both. That's the argument. You can do both. What you were told, your mama said, oh no, don't worry about no man. Go do both. That's all men are saying. Both. Easy. White girls do it. You do it too.
$1,000 because she been there for me when nobody was, man. Bro, huh? Here you go. Here you go. Then I tell you, I told you I told you I was gonna look out for you back, right? When I was just locked up, you the only person that answered the phone for me. See what I'm saying?
This for me.
Look, spend some on the bill. Do whatever you want with the rest. I don't give a what you do with it. It's yours. You can go ahead. Phone them. Let's have them coming.
This for me.
Yeah, you the only person that was with me when I was down.
Here, stop playing. Come on.
No, I don't want it. You can't make me get it. You can't make. I don't care nothing about that. Start you a business or something, man. Go ahead.
Thank
you. Can have it.
I appreciate you.
She acting up. I told you. She acting up. I'm funny. Nobody else was messing with me when I was down at my lowest. You were the only person that came through when I needed new drawers, new socks. You were the only person that got me everything I needed. I told you I was gonna come through for you. Go ahead, man.
I be with J Money.
Go ahead, man. I'm funny.
Thank you, babe.
You ain't gotta thank me. It is what it is, man.
Go ahead.
This brings me almost to tears. It does.
This is true, you know. But a woman who stood next to your ass when you had nothing, a woman who supported and encouraged you at your lowest, a woman who chooses you over men who can offer her the world, that woman is irreplaceable, dog. A lot of you men use women until you get to where you need to be. A lot of you were nothing, you know? And she turned you on the best version.
I already told earlier who he's talking about. We got to stop this.
Make away. I feel like I'm not gonna work my hands to the bones to provide. I'm not gonna work 16 to 20 hours a day or a week to provide for my family. You're the man. You have the penis. Go get a job. Get 3 jobs. My man has 2 jobs. Go get 7 jobs and 2 side hustles to buy me the things that I want because I'm a woman.
You see, a lot of these people don't know anything about loving other people for real. They're looking for help. They're looking to be taken care of. They're opportunists acting off survival. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. Humans by default are naturally selfish. What these people call relationships is just the act of self-preservation. And don't think this is just women. She's just the one that said it. Like I said, this is a human thing because you have men that leech off women all the time, so they're not exempt. But women do it off the guise of men are supposed to be the provider. Funny thing about women that make statements like this is they would tell their sons that any woman that talks talks like this doesn't love you. They would tell their son, whom they love for real, that these type of women are only trying to take advantage of you. So when I hear women talk like this, but they have a boyfriend or a husband, I often think, damn, what do you think about him? See, as a man, you have to realize with some of these women, we aren't loved for real. We provide something and we get love in return for it. And once we start lacking or can't provide that anymore, it's over. Dirty game, but stay focused.
Yeah, it is. And what can we do? We're here, right? We're here or not. We're here. We're here in the now. And all we can do now is dodge nonsense like this. Stay away. You guys know, you see it. And you guys are working at things, trying to get it out the mud. You know, that's why I do what I do. I show people, you know, how to make extra money besides what they're making now. I know people are in the West and have jobs. But if you want to make some extra money, or if you want to quit what you're doing now and not be location dependent, because I'll tell you guys where I'm at now, imagine getting a bunch of money and only paying $350 a month for rent for 2 homes with 2 bedrooms, you know, dining room, living room, everything in both homes. $350 a month. How much are you paying for rent? When you can pay, what, $1,200 for all of your bills? Things change. And when you can hire someone for dollars and turn around and make thousands, and even show how to do the work on your own, it's worth it. Check me out. Link in the description. Other than that, thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.